So the people at Brabo Hockey were nice enough to send me over one of their top of the range Elite 1 hybrid sticks. Now this stick is truly packed with technology, featuring their TeXtreme Carbon, the Dyneema Carbon, their Wave Torsion Box and their Power Zone. The profile that they sent me is their Drag Flick 2 profile, which is an extreme low bow coupled with an oval grip and a special drag flicking groove in the shaft. The stick that they sent me weighed in at 516 grams with a balance point at 40 centimeters from the head of the stick. When it comes to feel on the ball, the Brabo is excellent. I can't stress enough how well balanced this stick feels. The head of the stick feels very light, which makes it very good for using close skills, enabling you to do quick drags and move the ball left to right. The stick is also very stiff and has excellent feel on the ball, but when you're controlling the ball, the stick has a very soft feel, so it is one of the more forgiving high carbon sticks out there. The stick features a touch compound on the face, as well as a textured graphic to give extra grip on the ball while dribbling. So like I said, this stick has got a very soft feel on the ball. This soft feel makes it very forgiving when you're controlling the ball, stopping it bouncing as far off. That being said, it is still a high carbon, high stiffness stick, so if you don't try to control the ball using more than just the stick, it is going to bounce away. The touch compound on the face, as I say, has a texture to it, which gives excellent grip in both the wet and the dry. And this grip on the ball really helps when you're moving the ball around, which you will want to do a lot because of that excellent feel on the ball and the confidence that it gives you. When it comes to hitting, the stick has ridiculous power for such a low weight. The sweet spot is huge, and I found it very difficult to not hit the ball with the sweet spot. There is a small amount of feedback when you don't hit the ball cleanly, but this is more often you clipping the turf rather than not hitting the ball through the sweet spot of the stick. Because of the various technologies in the stick, it has an excellent power transfer. Because of the oval handle, the stick gives you better accuracy because it is very difficult for the stick to turn in your hands. Because of the shaping of the stick, it's very easy to get under the ball, and so you can lift the ball easily when shooting at goal or playing passes if you don't get the ball in the right position. The stick also has excellent power transfer when you're getting down and slapping the ball. Now, because it does have a groove in the shaft, it is possible for you to bobble the ball. As long as you're hitting with the head of the stick though, it's very easy to keep the ball flat. The reverse edge on this stick is really good for tomahawks. It's got a really nice squared edge, and it has an excellent thickness for controlling the ball. Because it's not too thick, it's very easy to get under the ball so you can lift it when you want to, but because it does have that thickness there, when you want to keep the ball flat, it's very easy to keep it on the ground. Because of that, it will give you amazing confidence with playing the ball on reverse, whether that's a hard reverse pass down the line or a little reverse dink across the D to a teammate. The big highlight of this reverse edge means that when you're shooting on your reverse stick, you have absolute confidence in firing the ball hard into the bottom corner or lifting it into the top corner if that's where you want to go. So this is a full low bow stick. So it features a 25mm bow 200mm up from the head of the stick. It has a thinned head and a drag flick groove. So flicking is obviously going to be something this stick is good at. Because of that slimmed head and low bow position, it's very easy to get under the ball. Whether you're wanting to execute a 3D skill, a lifted pass or a shot at goal, once you've got under the ball and it's on the head of the stick, you can do whatever you want with it. If you're executing a 3D skill, the touch compound comes in real handy as it holds onto the ball and lets you lift the ball gently on the head of the stick and keep in contact with the ball while you're executing the skill. If you're playing a lifted pass, you can accelerate through and play the ball forward with as much force as needed to take it past the challengers to your teammate. And if you're flicking a shot at goal, you can move the ball up into the groove and utilise that bow to really whip through the ball and generate a lot of power. Because of the touch compound when you are shooting at goal, the last moments while you're in contact with the ball, it's held on the head of the stick a little bit longer, and that allows you to push through the ball and put it where you want it to go, whether that's in the top corner or just above the backboard. The stick is especially well balanced for overhead passing. Much like when you're shooting at goal, you can easily get under the ball and get it onto the head of the stick. Once you're under the ball, you can get it up into the groove using the shaft to fully utilise the bow to add as much power as you want. When you whip back through, the ball is held on the head of the stick by the touch compound, which means you can give it much more direction as you're releasing the ball to improve accuracy on your long passes. Because of the full low bow, the drag flick groove and the touch compound, I found it very easy to throw overhead passes with this stick. I could quite easily throw the ball from the halfway line off the end of the pitch if I wanted to, but because of that control given to me by the touch compound on the head of the stick, I could easily drop it to a teammate anywhere within that range. As I've already mentioned, this stick is designed for flicking. Because of that, it is superb for drag flicking. The grippy touch compound really aids with the pickup. You can then move through the drag phase and position the ball into the groove on the shaft. When it then comes to the release, you can whip through, and again it's held on that touch compound for the last couple of moments, allowing you to give the ball direction. Because of the shape of the handle, it gives you absolute control over the angle of the head of the stick. That means if you want to keep the ball flat to the ground, you can, and if you want to get under the ball and lift it into the top of the goal, you can do that with absolute precision because of that oval handle. The shape of the shaft and the groove really combine together to make it a very smooth drag flick. The ball rolls up into the peak of the bow and then whips back out with control because of those rails and because of the curve of the stick. Because it's so smooth, you can add a lot of power to your drag flick, and because of that grippy touch compound, you can get a little bit of spin so the ball does curve a little bit in the air.
It's all about humanity.
In summary, this absolutely has to go down as one of the best sticks I've ever used. It has an amazing feel on the ball when you're dribbling and gives you great feedback so you always know where the ball is. When it comes to hitting both open and reverse, it has amazing power transfer and a huge sweet spot on the open stick side. And obviously because of the bow and the shape of the stick that I'm trying, it's fantastic for flicking. I actually think this is one of, if not my favourite stick to drag flick with out of all of the sticks that I've ever reviewed. So I highly, highly, highly recommend this stick to anyone who's looking to buy at the minute.
It's all about humanity.